Hasan. I could write pages on the stupid shit that Hasan says, but let's focus on a couple of things that are just hilariously wrong. So Hasan, Content Leech Hasan, I think he's here right now. What are you doing, bud? So Hasan, Content Leech Hasan, he's here. I think he's here right now. How's my favorite frat boy doing, okay? So Hasan has been watching this debate the entire time. Let's see what he has to say about this, okay? What is his take on how this debate has progressed so far? He's been watching it. He's got a third point of view, a third person perspective, so he could be relatively emotionless, pretty detached. What is his take on this? You know, does he think that Cole or me or Quarantine have been acting fair or unfair? Let's see what he thinks about this coming in.
The reason why Destiny's fucking targeting Cole is because he's the weak link there.
I'm targeting Cole because he's the weak link.
And he's already emotional about the subject. And if you're...
Cole's already emotional about the subject. The guy who ambushed me about it. The guy who ambushed me on this podcast with another black dude who both came in here and ambushed me on the topic. He's the one that's emotional.
You're emotional about a subject, which is understandable for him to be emotional on. You've already lost a battle in the eyes of like all of these fucking out-of-touch, nihilistic internet debate edgelords, okay?
It's the out-of-touch, nihilistic internet debate edgelords that are jerking off to this. Not Cole and Quarantine, who are literally jerking themselves off on their Twitter with the Surfs TV about how they were going to come in here and fucking own me. How they were going to come in here and shit on me and destroy Destiny in this debate.
That's the reality. It is what it is. So... that's why Mindwave's trying to move away and like bring on relevant in the conversation. And that's why Destiny's attacking him way more than attacking Quarantine. But even when he does attack Quarantine, he attacks him from the point of view of like, oh, you don't have anything to teach me. Like ultimately what we shouldn't forget is
I'm the one that's being condescending to Quarantine. Remember how many clips we watched? How many times Quarantine pulled out the, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm the educated one here. Is anybody else educated one? But I'm the one that's attacking Quarantine on that.
This is literally Destiny
in my opinion,
defending his use of the N-word, okay?
Things like this, we're essentially talking about edgy jokes for the most part in general, not simply the N-word, right?
His entire audience is going to fucking shit on these guys now.
Like I'm with my... His entire audience is going to shit on these guys now. Oh no, his entire audience is going to shit on these guys now. Meanwhile, it's not a lot about votes because it's a smaller subreddit, but meanwhile, Hasan's subreddit unironically is upvoting this Cole guy when he's saying that he's going to find me in real life I'm going to have to make my way to one of these and see what's really good. When he says that I don't make any direct threats because that's how you get the feds at your door. But my audience being mean on Twitter, they're the ones that are the real problem. Imagine how insanely dishonest you have to be to run with this take for the conversation. By the way, what is Hasan's stance on the private/public language divide? No one knows, not even Hasan. Now, when Hasan is talking to Trihex, because a lot of these guys, right, and this is one of the reasons, honestly, why I don't like to have friends in the politics community, because this is going to sound like some Batman shit, and I don't mean for it to sound that way, but like, I can do this shit all day. I love it. I get viewers for it. It's exciting for me. Keeps my cardio healthy, okay? I love these conversations because I know I'm fucking right. And it feels real fucking good to have all of these little fucking dipshits. Not only are they down my throat in 2, 3, 4-on-1 conversations, but it's still so traumatic afterwards that they all have to go and circle jerk together so that they can regain their fucking energy before they can come back for round 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however many times they want to get fucking bodied on these topics, okay? I like it. However, what I don't like is that anybody that associates with me gets pressured out of it. And that's a lot of pressure to deal with. And I noticed that, okay? And I appreciate that, you know? I'm going to go a little bit hard on Trihex at the end of this, but I feel for him. I do. Because I know that Trihex has gotten a fuck ton of messages. Why are you being an Uncle Tom for Destiny? Why are you helping Destiny defend the N-word? Why are you such a fucking piece of shit? You're a disgrace to the black community. I have not talked to Trihex about any of those messages at all, but I would bet $1,000 that he's gotten messages exactly like that. I know he has. And I know that every single person I've dated, I know it happened to Aaron. I know that it happened to Teresa. I know that it's happened to Melina. I know that it was a big part of things falling apart with Bella, that anytime I date somebody, they get a bunch of horrible messages about being associated with me. And I know that people that I befriend publicly in a political arena get horrible messages because they associate with me. So what we're seeing here, it's really rare, but what we're seeing here is we get to see it happen in real time. We get to see Hasan coming into one of my personal relationships and trying to turn the person against me, where he's trying to take a person that was... we'll get more into tracks later, but we're watching it happen in real time here, where Hasan is trying to lean in on somebody that's like, when he's trying to isolate me and trying to cut me off from other political friends, right, to try to like apply pressure to my positions. Unfortunately, it doesn't work because I can do this all on my own. I've been doing it for 9 fucking years, and I'll do it for another 9 fucking years. I don't care if nobody is behind me on any of this shit. I'll be here much the same, with the same fucking size or larger audience every fucking time.
Right. Would he use the N-word or the hard R around you while he's talking about someone? No, because he understands that it's bad. Because it ultimately, no matter how you use the term,
ultimately, no matter how you use the term, the N-word is bad.
Ultimately, it just implies that the person themselves are like a racist person.
Ultimately, when you use the N-word, it implies that it's a racist person. Okay.
That's my take on it, at least.
Okay, cool. So when Hasan is talking to Trihex, he says, no matter what, it's racist. Okay, well, is Hasan going to give the same type of argument on the podcast where there are 3 black people?
No, there are people who you recently converted from the alt-right who absolutely did hold on to genuinely racist positions, though, that are currently watching this podcast and probably feel emboldened with their previous positions now that they're seeing the person that they respect the most literally belittling black people.
Stop. Come on, dude.
No. There are people who you...
When he comes on here, he takes the same position that the N-word is never okay, that when I come on here, I'm belittling black people. Okay, fine. So we at least know that his stance on the issue is that Hasan is not a friend of the N-word. People can sit here and say it's out of context. I welcome you guys. To find clips that say otherwise, okay? But Hasan's position has been pretty clear for both of these, okay? At the very least, it is in the Trihex clip. Well, what does Trihex say, what does Hasan say when it's just me? When it's whitey to whitey? When it's cracker to cracker, okay? When it's fucking pale friend to pale friend? When it's 2 people that can walk into a room with a single flashlight and light the whole motherfucking place up, whether it's from my pale skin or the growing baldness on his fucking head, okay? What does Hasan say at this point?
But if someone else is doing it in the privacy of their own conversation with another person, there are specific contexts in which you could probably say the N-word.
Cool. Now, this is poorly clipped because he gives more context in the first like 10 seconds back, but it actually is all context that helps me. Hasan unironically makes my private public language argument. Now, I don't know why he's not brave enough to make it in front of black people. Maybe he feels like black people are too stupid or emotionally immature to handle this position. Maybe he's scared. Maybe he's worried that his audience will think it looks bad. Maybe he's more concerned with optics than with principles. I don't know. It's not really for me to say. We could try to reason out or take a guess why he's too scared to say in front of an actual black person what his position is. But when it's just whitey to whitey, he has no problem saying that, yeah, you can drop a hard R when you're in the privacy of your own whatever, and it's off stream and it's private and you guys are just like quoting other people's jokes. The problem, though, is that he ran the goalpost from saying the hard R is bad or using edgy racial humor privately is bad to defending it publicly is bad. That whenever you make the argument that it's okay to do it publicly, that's bad. Well, what's the problem with that?
But if someone else is doing it in the privacy of their own conversation with another person, there are specific contexts in which you could probably say the N-word.
Cool. That's my position, literally. Holy shit.
But I know.
Now here's the big problem. Wait, here's the big problem. You just said that I'm undoing everything by admitting that, but you just admitted it.
What do you mean?
If he really thought that the public defense of this was the big problem, why didn't he message me off stream to talk about it instead of coming out and giving my same defense for private language? Why would he come out and empower all the racists just like I do? I have never in my life seen somebody Wile E. Coyote themselves into a brick fucking wall as savagely as I watched Hasan do it right here. I have never seen somebody do that so much before. I couldn't believe that he fucking walked into that so hard. And in case you don't believe that he says that I'm undoing it all by that,
literally undoing every word, any word that he's ever done.
I'm sorry for being aggressive earlier, all right? So
going fucking forward,
it doesn't surprise me that you would say that, like, a study would show that
if he fucking ever tries to claim, like, oh, I'm progressive, like, look at how much I've done for the left, fuck off,
certain types of negative opinions.
No, there's no.
It's not that his base is gone. He's literally rewiring the fucking gamers that he's pulled away from the alt-right. Back to fucking shitting on black people and, like, making it seem like it's okay to fucking say the N-word and debating this conversation, having the conversation with black people and triggering them to make them look like they're fucking out of touch.
Right? I'm triggering these guys. There's probably a percentage of them. So, what is this? What are we watching right now? Is this a performance? Are you a reflection of your chat? Like, If you talk to me, and you can talk to any person that I've ever talked to in my entire life, any other streamer, any other fan, anybody, great girlfriend, parents, whatever, I am the exact same person in real life and that I am on the internet. If you're black and you don't like my stance on private language, I'm not going to fucking hide that from you. You know exactly where I stand, okay? You know where I stand on LGBT issues. You know where I stand on race issues. You know where I stand on economic issues, okay? If you disagree with me, at least you know where we stand, okay? I don't know what the fuck people like this think. I don't know what social values he has. I don't know what ethical principles he has. I don't know what the fuck policy positions, what kind of ideologies to support, because it sounds like it's basically whatever the fuck suits me in any given particular argument, or whatever the fuck suits me with any given particular candidate, or whatever the fuck suits me with what my community wants at the time, ends up becoming the position that he argues for. I don't know. Shit like that bothers me. Maybe other people don't give a fuck, but I consider it one of the most disgusting things that a person can do is when they don't have principles that they're willing to adhere to. And then Hasan gets incredibly triggered by Irrelevant's presence on the show. And then this is Irrelevant's response to Hasan saying, Hasan said something like, "You're licking Destiny's delicious boots."
I'm not sure if Hasan is just socially inept. In JN Tab, thank you for the follow. But saying that I'm fucking sucking Destiny's boots over this point is really fucked. Really fucked. And the only reason why is because it's an issue that even Hasan himself said dramatically, it's pretty much, it's a large portion, it's a race issue, right? And saying that I'm sucking the boots of a white person on a race issue is not something you should probably fucking say to a black person, unless you just want me to be called the fucking C word behind closed doors. I'm gonna assume he's socially inept and he's being a fucking dumbass when he says that shit, because he's propagating the idea I'm a fucking Uncle Tom.
So, like, as I said earlier, the one big thing that bothered me the most in this conversation was that Irrelevant's blackness was thrown aside when these insane lefties felt like they couldn't capitalize on it, right? That your race only matters to me when I feel like I can leverage that to strengthen my argument. But as soon as you talk against it, you, Uncle Tom, get the fuck away from me. Well, go hang out with more of your own kind. You haven't done the proper fucking reading. You couldn't fucking march in that civil rights. What the fuck is wrong with you, right? As soon as it's no longer relevant to their political positions, it's cast aside and they're instantaneously thrown into the horrible pit of Uncle Tomness. That is so insanely fucking disgusting to me. For a guy that can't even be honest about his positions on language to black people because he's too fucking scared to actually have a backbone on it, for him to sit there and throw aside somebody else's racial experience or some argument related to their race. This is such a disgusting virtue signaling performance for minorities to try to get them on his side. Pretty rich that he says that my sentiments about social justice are fake after these takes. Now, again, I actually didn't find this out until about a year ago. I didn't think that projection was real.
So, a total bait, total fucking nihilistic, like, I don't really give a shit, disregard for everyone that he talks about, and all of his, like, sentiments about social justice seem insanely fake after this conversation. I know that he says he agrees with me, but his application is a little different. His application is
So at the end here, there's just 3 people, because you know what, dude? Because I have been dragged through the fucking dirt by LSF, by threads on our drama, by threads on subreddit drama, by Hasan's subreddit, by my subreddit. Now, you know, at the end of the day, if I stream for 3 or 4 days, the shit all goes away. It's okay. I'm okay with it. I've been through shit like this before. It's fine. It's all fun and games to me at the end of the day. I don't lose any fucking sleep over it. Well, I guess I did yesterday because I put this thread together.